But no, I don't believe in going out and writing a ticket just because I see your dog running down the street either. I think there has to be a common sense middle ground approach to it. Does that answer your question? Or? Okay, all right. But guys, training and confidence go a long way. If the officers know the laws and are skilled in it and know how to investigate, she's already turned that off and that's okay, but there are different degrees under the cruelty to animals. And the officers need to know how to charge accordingly and work with the DA's office when it comes to prosecuting these cases. Did you have something for me? Okay, sorry. But anyway, it's having that confidence and having the training and knowing that they have the backing of the administration to go out and do their jobs, but also in the back of their mind knowing that the sheriff will go out in these communities and be talking to citizens, and that's going to push them more to do their jobs and do it correctly. And by putting more officers out there on the streets, I think that's going to help. And I'm going to sound like I'm getting off base, but I promise you I'm not. The more sets of eyes we have out there in the community, the better we can work together. And that being said, the constables, they need to have the training, the same level of training as what's offered to the deputies on that. And when they do, there's 16 more sets of eyes out there that can see these things, but we all have to be on the same page to make it happen. Anybody else? Okay.
And this is probably just to help me better understand, not necessarily in an emergency with an animal. Why are we, I guess, occupying an officer's time for a non-emergent issue that if there were an animal control specific for that when the animal shelter is closed, in particular, people setting out animals at your property, and you're calling 911, and actually occupying an officer's time that's not an emergency, but the animal shelter's closed and there's no animal control to be able to take care of these types of services that I feel should not be occupying officers'
Well,
time.
here's my thing. Here's my answer to that. Right now, you probably have 4 officers, maybe 3 working the entire county. 911, I agree with you, is for emergencies. However, think about this. If we have 8 to 10 officers out there, you're not going to have 8 to 10 officers all answering emergency calls at the same time. I don't know your feelings on this. There's not emergencies going on 24 hours a day. If officers are observant out there in the communities and talking to these people, there shouldn't be a 911 call for it if there's officers doing their jobs and talking to those people. And if officers have that trust of the community that citizen can talk to that officer, they're going to tell officers what's going on in the communities. It's working together. I don't know exactly what your question is, but if there is a call, I expect it to be answered.
And I think it was just not necessarily a question, but a better understanding of why we're using officers rather than having an animal control officer. I know.
Here's my argument on this. If there is a cruelty case going on, that's a violation of state law.
Right.
And that officer, if he does his job correctly and does an investigation on it, then he will act accordingly on that. If it's not, then it will be unfounded and it will go on. But talking to people will help reduce a lot of problems, and education, like I talked about, starting the kids out by implementing programs, about spay and neuter and things like that, and opening that discussion up to where they go home from school and talk to their parents about it, but changing the mindset, it's at the top of my priority. It's the number one thing. And instead of that's not my job, it's how can we help? If we overcome that, we're going to make great strides. But we've got to get there first. And that's why I need your help. And that's why I'm here tonight.
Just try it, because it is actually not very issue, that sounds like a rubbish community. Are you used to it? Oh, well, the issue lies from who votes on who has what rights, and there was a challenge, which I'm not sure about that. But the animal control wants to have certain rights, so you have to have an enforcement system. That's the bottom line.
In a non-emergent situation as well, saying,
Okay, so I think, if I'm looking at the clock, I think I'm looking at the clock, we're about to.
Are there any more questions? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for allowing me to express my views. Again, I gave you my number at the very top of my presentation. If you want to reach out and get in touch with me, please do. But good luck with it. And thank you so much for your time and your attentiveness. I appreciate you.